On behalf of her family, we want to thank you for being here today as we honor the memory of Kimberly Ann Horn. And it is a time of sadness in many ways because she is missed by so many people, and she has clearly touched so many people with her spirit and with her life. It's also a day of celebration. We're going to celebrate a life that was lived with joy and happiness, and we're going to remember that good life together.
Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we thank you for Kimberly. We thank you for her life. We thank you how she shone so brightly. I pray that today you would bring comfort to all of the many people in this room and beyond who loved her so much and who continue to love her. We thank you that she has no more sickness and no more suffering. We pray that you would lead and guide this service today as we remember Kimberly and as we celebrate her life. I pray in Jesus' name, amen.
At this time, I'm going to invite Dwayne and Tammy to come and share about this gathering.
We realize that a lot of you really don't know Kimberly. She didn't spend that much time with us in Canada, and we did quite a ways for the last 20 years. But we did spend our time with her. She's hilarious to be with, and because she was so far away, we had lots of videos and lots of pictures. But we just want to express our thankfulness. Our family would like to express our heartfelt thanks for the incredible love and support we have received during this difficult. Thank you to everyone who generously contributed to Kimberly's GoFundMe, and that really helped sustain her during tough times. They offered prayer and they held us close in their thoughts. Whether you were family, friends, or a kind stranger who simply cared. We are deeply grateful for the many phone calls and messages just to check in, and for the financial help and early morning rides to the airport that allowed all of our children to travel to Arizona multiple times to be with us.
Will carry with us forever. And for those who visited, sent cards, flowers, plants, prepared meals, or just showed up. We're just there for us in need. Please know that all those gestures brought a lot of comfort when we needed it the most. And for today, we want to say thank you to Pastor Stacy. Thanks for keeping us organized. Not our gift, not our forte at all. We know.
You're patient with us.
Very patient. And to the ladies in the kitchen, and thanks for making space. We appreciate it. And we're very grateful to be surrounded by wonderful supportive people. I'm looking at my brother in the front row, and I should say thank you to you as well for helping with Dad when I wasn't here. Okay. I think I would be emotional. So you started to feel my speech. So we know many of you did not have the chance to get to know her, and I really wish that you had. I loved meeting her when she was little, when she'd come up more often, but as she grew, Um, yeah, she was someone who was truly unique and unforgettable. To know her was truly to love her. Um, from the moment I met her, I knew there was something special about her. She just had a certain energy about her, not just the physical energy, because she had that too, and a lot of it. And she had the biggest personality. She was a happy, silly kid, full of love and light. And as we say, full of beans.
And you'll hear about it, and you'll feel a lot.
um, and she grew into a beautiful young woman who kept all of those traits. So when we were putting together this service, we tried to make it so that when it was over, you got to know a little bit about her and why she meant the world to our family. We decided to focus on her singing. Whenever she'd come to Canada to visit us, our home was always filled with music. There was always singing or humming or whistling, something.
Always a noise coming.
Always something. And sometimes it was a lot. And then when she would go home, it was way too quiet. Like just the silence was overwhelming. And what we wouldn't give to hear all that again. So we hope that you see her personality shine through the pictures and the videos that we've chosen. And we wanted you to know that all the music that's here today is Kimberly. Some on her own, some with her sisters, and a few videos with my daughter Sarah. Um, she and Kimberly grew very, very close over the years. You would say they were like yin and yang or the sun. And they make beautiful music together. And it makes me sad knowing that that's not going to happen again. But I'm also very grateful for the recordings that we do have. And they're all really good. Um, but I think I need to preface some of the videos that you'll see, especially a clip in the second video where Kimberly is talking like a pirate. Um, so it was New Year's, I believe it was New Year's Eve 2012. We were all together, rarely all together, all 6 children and us. And on Kimberly's recommendation, we bought this crazy, silly board game called Fluff. Never heard of it before, but on her recommendation, we did that. Okay, let's do it. So we played it that night, and not long after we started, she pulled a card that said she had to talk like a pirate until the card allowing her to stop was found in the deck. That card never came. No, and yet she held that character for well over an hour. She had us all in stitches, and I, even to this day, when I watch it, my face hurts from laughing. It's hysterical. So I didn't want to put the whole hour worth of video in because that's crazy. But there's a little clip in there and doing her little pirate talk. Okay, so the first video we're going to share is Sarah and Kimberly. They had been working on a song by the Cranberries, Linger, for quite some time. And it was a struggle to get it right. And we were getting really close. So we were banished to the basement. Not allowed to hear it, not allowed to be there for it, not to come up in case our footsteps or our noise or whatever got in the recording. So we were banished to the basement. No, we were asked politely to go to the basement. Wasn't particularly happy about that because to hear them sing together is, yeah, it's something else. So I wanted to be there. And so I took out the, back in the day, large video camera, pulled it out, hid it on the kitchen counter by the sink behind the tap. My kitchen sponge is on the second. I'm sorry. But tried to hide it so she didn't see it because then it wouldn't have happened. I'm so glad I thought that. The video is like 11 minutes long, so I shortened it. Just know it was a lot of work to get to the end result. Okay, so I'm glad I did it. For the first reason is that the song was perfect. Kimberly's reaction once the song was over and she knew they nailed it was just pure Kimmy. Just the exuberance. Yeah, you'll see that. And when she finally notices the camera, her reaction's priceless. So I hope you
After
enjoy
this
it.
song, it'll go for a little while because we want you to see and to notice the camera temporarily.
Yeah. So we hope you get a little piece of Kimberly and all that.
I'd like to invite Jennifer Forney to share memories and read.
Morning. Um, Thank you to everyone for being here today. Um, Kimberly would kill me if she knew how ill prepared I was. Anytime we had anything important, she would be over at the house, just making sure everybody was ready, brushing Julia's hair, making sure my old skirt was tucked in, making sure my youngest son Dreo knew the correct way to act in the particular social setting that we would be in. Um, Going over speeches, reviewing everything, rehearsing everything. That's just kind of the way that she was. She had an incredible way of turning everyday life into something unforgettable. Whether it was folding 100 paper airplanes for my innocent's birthday, or creating a treasure hunt for my oldest, complete with a hand-aged map that she'd taken a light or two and soaked some tea and coffee and then baked it in the oven. Um, and then you'd have to get a metal detector to find the gift somewhere buried under a tree in our front yard. Um, we put a lot of care and thought into the details. Even puzzles became an event. She'd hide the last piece of every puzzle that we did. Um, and then she'd kind of take a step back and watch my kids and see which kid is having the hardest time or struggling. And then everyone would be looking on the floor, like underneath chairs, looking for the last puzzle piece. And she'd say, "Oh, I found it. It's right here." And then she would give that to whichever kid was struggling the most to make sure that they had their special moment and they felt like they were contributing. So she didn't live life. She elevated it for everyone around her. Also made me, I didn't have this in here, but it made me think of she loved to read, and every year we went to this book sale at the fairgrounds by my house, and it was like this huge charity fundraiser, and she would love reading and literature so much that she actually would camp out in the parking lot of the fairgrounds, and we'd bring like a fire pit, or someone would bring like a chimney or something, and
she would camp out to be the first one in line and make commemorative T-shirts and be featured on like the sales website. And made me think of also she had like a literary cookbook. And I remember a couple years ago she decided to make the clam chowder, but the exact recipe that was in Herman Melville's Moby Dick. And she like sourced these like almost ancient oyster biscuits that she had to like order from like Massachusetts. And they like the recipe was like a 17th century or 18th century recipe for like oyster biscuits. And she spent like, I don't know, like 4 hours making it just to make sure it was perfect. And then like recited a passage from the book to make sure we all understood like why it was so important and impressive. So yeah, she just brought things to life. Holidays were when she truly came to life. She didn't just celebrate them. She'd help my mom prepare every holiday meal, complete with an itinerary, a playlist with music to listen to in the background. She'd bring sparklers on the 4th of July and help decorate my house for every holiday as well. She had little traditions that made everything special. Every year she would hide a tiny bell, like a little jingle bell, in the gift that she was wrapping for my kids. And the kids would go to my parents and have to go through every wrapped gift to find out which one was from her. So they'd have to pick up each individual present and shake it because she wouldn't label it to find out which one was from her. Also, on Christmas, she would hide one gift, which was her own, and then she would wait until all the presents were done being unwrapped and like we're like putting trash and like the wrapping paper in the trash bag and like tidying up and the kids are getting into candy, and she'd be like, "Oh, I think there's one more present," but it would be her gift. She wanted all that attention. She wanted everything to be special, and she wanted to experience that as well. So she would just act completely shocked and surprised and amazed. "Oh, I can't believe we forgot one. Look, it's here under the sofa cushion that I'm sitting on." Yeah. She also had a gift for knowing exactly when you needed her. If you sounded a little off or your tone was slightly different in a text message, she knew. And you just, suddenly you'd have a voicemail. "Hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I've got Postinos," which is like a little Italian restaurant. "I need someone to share it with. I can't eat all this food by myself. Can I come over and eat it with you?" Or, and she didn't just show up. She gave her all. When my son Michael was working on his admissions application for school, she spent hours with him. She helping him refine his script and coaching him on his tone and delivery. We had to do a video recording of him reciting, like pitching himself. And I mean, they sat in the room for probably like 2 hours recording, re-recording, and she'd say, again, nope, you need to bring this part up a little bit, or this, tone it down here, or you sound too self-involved. Let's shift your tone here. Like, it's just funny. And my daughter, when she was preparing for a performance, she'd come every day to work on her pitch and stage presence and how to carry herself and like really provide a good performance for the audience. Made everyone feel loved and supported in ways that are really hard to put into words. She was also hilariously accident prone. She was almost struck by lightning, broke her pelvis while riding a bike, and even managed to break her hands while turning on a light switch. There was also a time where she watched a tornado approach while riding a roller coaster. And when we were exploring the tide pools one day, she, I think, stepped into one that was a little deeper than she thought, and an octopus wrapped its tentacles around her leg. One of her most fearless moments was, I think you might see it in one of the videos, was also doing the polar bear plunge, where she jumped into Lake Ontario, realized it wasn't on video, and immediately jumped back in so that they could get it on camera. She had so many unforgettable adventures that she would recite. There was also when she got lost backpacking in the desert with friends, had to eat squirrel and then hitchhike her way back to town. And then there was one night she decided she wanted to get iced tea from the convenience store. And my mom had bought us these hideous pajamas for Christmas. And they were all fuzzy with like a hood and like fuzzy balls and like dog print all over them. And they were like onesies that you zip up. And she decided she was going to go get like an iced tea from like the gas station or something like that, and realized that she had been locked out of the house wearing that onesie, and then ended up sitting in front of the gas station, like asking people to use a phone because she also didn't have a phone, and then called 911, and then the police showed up but didn't realize it was her that called. Was very confused, and she spent the night riding around in the back of a police car until like 3:30 in the morning, where he took her to a hotel. Kimberly. Music, obviously, was also a very big part of who Kimberly was. Her voice could carry you away. Oftentimes, you just walk in the house and you'd hear what sounded like, Snow White singing in the distance, and she'd just be doing the most mundane task, but she just was so filled with joy all the time. It was uplifting. She toured Europe with her choir, sharing with her gift with people all over the world. Some of my favorite memories are singing in the car with her. She'd always tell me I was her favorite singing partner, but I have a feeling she told some other people that as well. One of my favorite songs she did was Blue Bayou. She did an incredible Linda Ronstadt. She loved all kinds of music. Our family would often go to the opera, and she knew every detail about the performances, the background, the composers, just the most obscure trivia. And she could sing the most obscure musical numbers by heart, and she would pour her passion into every note. Even shortly before her passing, we were in the emergency room just before Halloween, and we're like flipping through the channels, and the 1935 Bride of Frankenstein was on the TV, and I said, "Oh, I really like this song." And she was like, "Oh, well, this is by blah, 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 Franz, whatever." And my favorite rendition is this year, and it's by this composer. Despite how beautiful her singing sounded, she was also very shy and seldom let people. Humble. It was something that you were very lucky to be a part of. And then something I wanted to add that I had a lot of time to think about what Kimberly would want to say and like how she truly wanted to live her life. And she had very strong faith, and we talked about that often. So we didn't always see eye to eye. And it was incredibly important to her to live a life that was Christ-like. And I think you can see that in these videos and in the stories of her. And I thought about like what that meant and what she would have wanted to say. And I think that was to live life kind of like what we were taught, the fruits of the Spirit, live with love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. And then I wanted to finish with a poem. One of her dearest friends' husband wrote when she passed. Alex Bustamante. Let me see if I can find the beginning of it. Oh, Kim. You bring a light into the world that seldom ever do. A warmth that is so comforting, a heart that's ever true. Your passion and your quirkiness fit you just like a glove. Your innocence is heaven sent, a gift to those you love. Your excitement is quite charming and unique to you alone, and when you sing like bells that ring, a symphony of tone. Your stunning eyes can see inside any heart and find gold. Your selflessness has no equal. Kindness lies in your soul. You've shared with us so many gifts for which we are truly blessed. While people can be perfect, you're the closest one at best. Never neglectful with your faith, infectious with your laugh. The bonds of this world can't contain the beauty that you have. So when you go to meet the Lord, let your mind be at peace. The fortunate you've gathered will not let those friendships cease. You'll be with us in memories. We'll never be alone when in his wisdom the Father calls his purest child home.
If you were falling, then I'll catch you. What is the next number? What is the next number? Five. Oh, okay. Any opponent who fails to let you touch them must pay the penalty. I win! Ha! It is human pretzel time! With your right foot, you touch the player to your left. With your left foot, you touch the player to your right. With your right hand, you touch any player's knee. With your left hand, you touch the player's ankle. Now, to top it up, rest your head on the shoulder, and you hold that for 5, 2, come back! 3, come! 4. You need a light. I'd find a match, 'cause I love the way you say good morning, and you take me the way I am. If you are chilly, here, take my sweat. Your head is aching. I'll make it better, 'cause I love the way
came. When you start losing all your hair so unpatched. To all you tender, 'cause I love you more than I could ever promise. And you take me the way I am. You take me the way I am. You take me the way I am.
Hey, following up to that video, we want to talk a little about her life, the crazy little antics that happened with us, and a little bit more about the customs. We're not being mean about her, but we did have her handle is Plexi Kimmy, her email address. So we're not being mean. She knew it, and we got to enjoy it. Kimberly was able to crawl at a very early age. At 7 months, she could walk, I should say, walk. So most people around 9, 10, some 12 months, you don't have to worry about your child getting into things. But she started early. So just imagine. She was also a very good climber. And one day, when she was about a year old, she was having a nap. And after a few hours, we decided to check on her. So we went upstairs, and she wasn't in her bed anymore. We quickly looked around the room, checked the other bedrooms, looked to crawl out, and we searched the whole house. Then we started contacting our neighbors, and the neighbors started looking in their backyards. And it was getting a little bit crazy. So we finally traced ourselves back to the room. And there, in her room, beside her crib, up on a dresser, in a little ball with her butt in the air, she was hiding behind a lamp and a pile of diapers and the baby wipes. So we brought all the neighbors in to show them why we hadn't seen her, but she fit in there, the colors she was wearing and everything. We were getting ready to call the police, actually. Poopy diaper.
Oh, she's gonna look.
Yeah. Sorry, Kim. So one Sunday morning, we're getting ready for church, and we lived in a story and a half, and I got up to the landing, and right when I got to the landing, I had this smell of poop wafting at me. So I looked up, and there goes Kimberly, bare naked, running back and forth between the two bedrooms with the poopy diaper in her hand, sliding it along the wall in both directions, poop on the ground, running through the poop, and yeah. So that Sunday morning, we did not go to church, and I pitied the carpet cleaner that we used. That it was like crazy. When she was around 2 years of age, I was painting the outside of the house, and it was a story and a half, and I was just doing the triangle part with white. And I was up on the ladder. She was having a nap, and I had at least an hour, and everything would be okay. So we had the windows open. I could hear. And I was almost done. I was just about a foot up above the window, the big front window pane, and I was down on the rung. And as I was working, I also saw some familiar feet, and the feet were at the window looking out. And then I watched her, because now I need to get down, and I watched her go over to the front door where we had a half wall, and there was this extra gallon of white paint. Yeah, I'm going there. She walked over and knocked it over, and there the whole gallon exploded over our hardwood flooring in the dining room, and her eyes met mine, and she turned around and ran through the paint, back up to her bedroom, through the other rest of the hall, up the carpeting, and into her bedroom. So you can just imagine the mess I had to clean her feet and clean the carpeting, eventually get as much of the paint off the floor, using a little pin to get in between the gaps in the wood. And that was a little crazy. So. Yeah. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, at 3, I was the teacher and I was the phys ed guy. So when they did the report card, I was the last one to fill in my mark. I had to squeeze whatever I was doing in that gap. And back in the 90s, we weren't using the computer yet. So the report cards were handwritten by all the teachers, and I was the last one to fill it in. I left the table for just a couple minutes and came back, and Kimberly had gotten up my chair and just scribbled on 3 of the report cards. So that day I spent, I had to write all the teachers' comments in, just I could see through the scribble. And yeah, that was another adventure with Kimberly.
Oh, I guess this one's mine. I think the one summer, I can't remember how old she was. Sarah knows this story. On one of the visits to our house in the summer, I would think she's like 6 or 7 when she went to Autumn's house down the street. And Autumn had just moved in with her mom and her dad, and he made friends very easily. So she was very much at home with our brand new neighbors. We had not met said brand new neighbors yet. She was playing with Autumn, and she decided that she was going to do a Kimberly graceful cartwheel in their living room. And as she spun, one of her feet caught a precious piece of art that Autumn's mom had just made with her own mom, just before she passed. Ceramic violin in pieces all over the floor. Not sure how to come back from that one. It was always forgiven. It turned out okay, but yeah, somebody else's living room was a good place to do a cartwheel. Oh, this one too.
Well, first of all, anytime.
Oh, would you like to say what you had to say? Because it goes.
Only she can say this.
Yeah. Full of beans.
Yeah. So when we were still living on Newlands, Kimberly had just learned how to ride a two-wheel, and she was so excited to film it. So she practiced for a couple more days, getting used to the bikes that we had here in Canada. And I got my video camera out, and she went down about 6 houses, and she came pedaling her bike and just yelling, "I can ride it! I can ride it!" And I was giving her the thumbs up, and just as I hit stop, she drove right into the phone. And I wish I kept on filming. I think I could have won some money with that one. All right.
Oh.
Be mine. I was visiting the girls during a March break in San Diego, and we were at Mission Beach, and there's Belmont Park there. It has roller coasters and all kinds of amusing things. And I bought the girls slushy size lemonade, yeah, big, and we had that, but we need to go back to the car for some reason. I don't think we were leaving. I think we decided to go to the car. And it was quite a busy place. So we got to the intersection to go across to go to the parking lot, and we have like 3 lanes of traffic coming here, 3 lanes of traffic here, hundreds of people coming back and forth, and we were going across, and we got to about the median, and she trips. So she's trying to catch herself. She doesn't catch herself. She was face down. Her drink, make sure it gets filmed, recorded. Her drink hits the ground, and at the same time she squeezes it, and it launches, and just as she's still moving, and a gulp of lemonade right on her head. Horns honking, people laughing. Embarrassment. She was really mad because Melissa, Jennifer, and I were killing ourselves laughing with a slushy all rolling down her. And luckily, I happen to have a case of 24 waters in my trunk, so we just had her bed. Messed up hair that day.
Oh. So this is, I think, the middle kids. I think the RJ, Sarah, Melissa, Kimberly. I don't think anybody else is there. I think I was picking them up at Lime Ridge Mall. So if you've ever been to Lime Ridge Mall when it was Sears, you could go up the stairs on the outside of the mall.
The North Door.
The North Door directions. So going up the stairs to go and get them, they were supposed to meet me at that door. Well, Sears had a display of treadmills. And I'm guessing they were plugged in because she was on them, and I reached the top of the stairs, and I'm like, oh no, shouldn't leave children unsupervised, and they're on the treadmills. Oh my goodness, what's happening? And she trips, and she's on the far left one.
There's like 6 treadmills
in a row, and she tries to catch herself. Again, does not catch herself, and she tries to stand and catches her foot on the next treadmill and falls onto the next treadmill and then the next one, and just this whole, and it's just going in slow motion as I'm walking up the stairs watching this. And then there's this big display, a metal sign, indicating they were on sale or whatever, and takes that out, just crash, and the metal, and got them out of there really quickly.
We got that video.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to add to it when they went back to the mall later on, and that night we were coming in, I guess we were meeting them again, and there's this group of children walking and don't realize they're ours until Kimberly somehow manages to catch one of the grates. I didn't even think I ever noticed that there were little grates in the brick floor, and somehow she caught her foot and was catching herself again. Yeah, gravity was strong around her. Yeah. Oh, the dancing in the living room. I know I felt so mean putting that little clip in there, but it was funny. It will live on for infamy. They love to dance together, and they were just being silly, and took a good wipe out there.
It was in the video where she lost control.
The feet. Yeah. Okay. She tripped over Melissa's leg. She went in for a shoulder check and then tripped over Melissa's leg.
Kimberly was working at high speed, and it was, we had the underground parking. I don't know if it was underground, just off the ground parking, because in Phoenix, so you want to keep the heat away from the cars. So, but they had the pillars, and Kimberly, we all know how she drove, right? Yeah. Kimberly backed out, and she caught her mirror on one of the pillars, and it was hanging, dangling. She didn't get it fixed right away, and one day I was FaceTiming her when I called her, and she picks up, and she's driving on the 101.
Like, hi, Dad.
Yeah, just happy, happy, happy. She's
Wind
got her
blowing.
left hand holding the mirror, and her right hand steering and holding the phone. Yeah, that didn't last very long. We stopped.
It lasted a lot longer than it should have.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
okay,
like-
we should let you go. Yeah. Impervious to the dangers that might have come with that.
One of the big things is, ever since she was little, when we were at restaurants or visiting or even at home, he would knock off her water somewhere. West Chalet, so many times, that drink. And we thanked Aunt Jean last night. She did a Kimmy. She knocked her drink right on the floor last night, exploded over the floor. So she carried on. That was a good one last night. Okay.
Yeah, I guess we should add that we just wanted to keep it light today and remember all the really good qualities of Kimberly. And
We're not being mean.
no, there was never, she could laugh at herself. She knew. She's left us with so many happy memories that we can relay some of these stories. And this is just a small sampling. It never ended. Losing shoes on roller coasters, and we could be up here all day, but we will not. But yeah, we'll be back. Okay.
So our next video is going to be Kimberly and Sarah singing In Christ Alone at Garside Bible Church, just a little bit that way. We're going to invite you to stand and invite you to sing if you'd like to sing along. The words to that song are in your bulletin, so let's join Kimberly and Sarah as they sing.
Till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of grace, I'll stand. Till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of grace, I'll stand.
You may be seated. I'm going to invite Mignon to come and share a grandmother's memories. These are memories of Gloria Horning.
Hello, everyone. I am sharing some words from Gloria, that she has written wonderfully here for Kim. That Kimmy was my youngest granddaughter. She was full of love and energy. I was blessed to have her in my life. She loved to spend time with her family, as you can see from all the videos. Attended and also participated in musicals, traveled by foot, car, bus, plane, and boat, just about anywhere. I was fortunate to visit her in San Diego and Phoenix numerous times, including her choir concert in high school graduation. My last memories were visiting with her on my iPad during her illness. When it was time to say goodbye to each other, for now, with bated breath, she sang 2 songs to me, and smiling, she promised to reach out for my hand when she sees me coming to join her in heaven. I miss her dearly and look forward to being with her again someday.
Oh, hi. Um, oh, that's nice. Oh, serious, but yeah. Come here, sir. So what's happening? Where are we going? My car. The car. It's overheating because there's a hole in her radiator, which is leaking out. It has a slit, and it's like leaking out the coolant fluid. We need to fill it with water. For now, we are broken down. We are in Quebec City. We've checked into our hostel, but we're a bit stranded, and we have to ride the tow truck. We're tired. I've only slept 3 hours still. And we have to drive the tow truck into a mechanic shop, which we don't know where it is. So we're waiting for the tow truck right now. We have like 2 minutes left on our parking meter. We run out of change. So we don't know if it's going to take overnight to fix the car, so we'll have to take a taxi back to the hostel and then, pack our luggage with us, looking around the town. So we're happy. So we're playing songs to calm down. I'm really happy, personally. What? Yeah, okay, he's singing a song. I'm tying my shoes. Can you sing it? Yeah. How are you?
to the burning earth. We may not have been got our love paid in full. Honey, you know what I mean. Let's try our parents home. Let's get rich and give everybody nice weddings and teach them how. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like it. Way up there, you and I, you and I. Vas a get cheese. You might be a bit confused, and you might be a little confused. Baby, how this life no one knows. I will help you read those words. You will smooth my river. We will put the lonesome on the shelf. Let's get rich and buy our parents' soul. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like way up there. You and I. Get rich, give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to do. Get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like it. Way up there, you and I, you and I. I think the truck's here.
Since Kim's passing, there are things that make me want to say, And in times when things are happening, it has brought great peace. And we want to share some of that. On the day that she was passing, we couldn't be with her. So we, of the family, went to one of her favorite spots. It's called the Hole in the Rock. And it's a great spot. You can look at the sunset. There were a lot of people there that day, and the sun was going down. And we saw this one family who was there taking some pictures on this ledge and looked like a real cool shot. So after they had moved out of the way, we sat down there and they took our camera. And I don't know who they were, but they took a picture of us looking at the sun on this ledge. And later on, we found out that she had passed around that time. When we looked at the picture, there was a bright light between us, a reflection of the light. And just seeing that gave us peace. Jennifer asked Tammy and I to pick out the plot in the cemetery, the Dignity Memorial Cemetery. And so we walked around looking at different areas that we could put her. And we wanted to find a nice spot where she would be with the rest. And the Day of the Dead. Yeah.
Just after that.
Yeah, Day of the Dead. And people down there, the Mexican people, Spanish people, they decorate in the cemetery. Amazing looking. Never saw anything like that. And just while we were there looking in a big balloon just like this, let go. That was our sight for her. And that would be what we put her in. She at Halloween had just passed, and she was dressed up as Cancer Barbie. Yeah, he went there, and Jennifer and RJ, they created a Barbie box, life size, with all the accessories behind her, and it was made to set up so she'd be in her wheelchair. She had the hot pink wig and nails, and they created an IV pole wrapped in pink, and the fluid was all liquid pink soap.
Pink glitter.
Yeah, and they had like a bead, pink beads going in as a line going. And so she looked great, and she actually won it.
Of course.
Yeah. So we were invited to go to the Husson home, Jackie and Frank, and to hang out with Jean. And we were driving to San Diego, and it's a 5-hour drive through the desert. And while we were out there, the trains out there are huge. Like the easy 100 trains would be attachment cars would be no problem. And it was the first time we saw hot pink rail cars. It was the first time we ever saw it. And it was just this, we're just driving along, and all of a sudden, it was like, what, Kimberly? Is this all these pink cars were going by. And ever since then, once in a while, even in here in Canada, I see them. They have like a white one on the side of it.
Okay. So, this one's kind of it's kind of weird. It was a song that would play in my head when I would visit with Kimberly and when we had to say goodbye to Kimberly, and I still haven't quite figured out what the meaning of it is and why it was this song. It was the Twilight Zone. It was the 1982 song from a Dutch band. Anyway, it wasn't very popular, I don't think. But anyway, it was very surreal because it just kept playing over and over in my head whenever I was with her. And when we left to go to San Diego, we didn't talk.
Yeah.
We're
pretty numb.
It was a very quiet drive. So, but I think it was about 2 hours into it, reached like Yuma, Arizona. I thought, okay, we just need some music or something. So I turned on the radio and searching for stations. There's nothing in the middle of nowhere. Through the static, I could hear that song that would always play in my head. And I don't think I even told you. I just started to cry in the car. Because that was the song, and it's from 1982, and it wasn't popular. And why is it coming through the static? And it came in clear, and it was just like a little hey, I'm with you. Did I get it back? Yeah.
When we got to the Husson's home, we went into the house, and I needed to go back outside to get luggage. When I got out there, this golden retriever came running to me out of the park. And he looked just like our buddy that we put down in 2019. And he came running right up to me. He gave a hug, and it took off. And I grabbed my phone to try and show that this happened, and I didn't hit record. But and then when I realized that I was able to get out and go through the woods, and I could see it going with its master. But it was just another little thing of calmness for us in those days. It was so fresh. Okay. On the day of the burial, we wanted to be able to say goodbye to Kimberly, and he made sure I was able to say goodbye to Jennifer. I mean, to Kimberly
And Jennifer,
and Kimberly.
Jennifer helped.
Yeah,
get it
Jennifer
there.
made sure we knew the time for us. So the director worked with us. We were able to get to the cemetery and spend some time at the casket. When we were leaving the casket, we noticed 3 words on the casket. This is made in Canada. And it was just like, yes. Yeah. When we arrived back in December, cardinals, lots of people see cardinals and bits and pieces. So I go over at my mom, there's a cardinal almost every time, and this little arch, and you would just be looking at the window. So cardinals have been a really good support. Okay. Mm-hmm. In March, we went down to Mexico to our friend Eric and Binda's place, and that's when the connection with Dragonfly started. And Kimberly always told us she's a Dragonfly magnet. Never really thought anything about it until what we've experienced for the last little while. So, we were going to talk about that. We started seeing the dragonflies in Mexico, and then when the spring came, I'd be driving my car, and there was a dragonfly flying beside the car. I stopped at lights in downtown Hamilton. Dragonfly landed right on the windshield wiper, looking right at me. We were helping our friend John sell his house on our court, and we're helping him move things and get rid of some things. I pulled out the drawer, and there was this. This is a rescue therapy. So I was able to get this. We went up to Oxtongue Lake with our other neighbors, Phil and Lori. We went up there 3 times, and it was like dragonfly heaven. There were dragonflies everywhere, landing on my feet, landing on my legs, and one landed on his arm, quite large, with a hot pink tail on it, and we were able to touch it, and it just hung around. Like normally they're gone, so it hung around for quite a while.
And the dragonfly wind chime.
Yeah, they also had that too.
Yeah.
Okay, this was a good one. On September the 21st, I received a text or a phone call from a former neighbor's daughter. Her name is Ginny, and she lives in Vancouver. She's probably listening right now. And she asked if I could Uber her from the airport. I do that for the neighbors, so sure. I was available, so I went to Toronto, picked her up. I hadn't talked to her in at least a year and a half. We had no idea what had happened to Kimberly. And I was sharing her what we went through. And during the conversation, she said, "Do you have any connections with Kimberly where you get at peace?" And I said, "Well, it's dragonfly." I told her about all the little dragonfly encounters. So we ended up getting to Greensville to drop her off. And as she was getting out, she goes, "I have something for you." So she reached into her luggage and she pulled out. She said, "I was shopping last week and I saw this. And I don't know who it was for, but I guess it's for you." And so she had this dragonfly plate made by a native. On the 18th of October, Liam got married to Mignon. And when we were getting our pictures taken before the wedding. He pulled out a box that he had, and he had a gold dragonfly made, and he had me pin it on, and we our pictures with that. That was a part meant from that. And October 27th, I'm at my mom's, figuring I'm going to be mowing for the last time, and another dragonfly is flying right beside me. So it lands, I stop, and I immediately get out my phone because I got to show people that this is happening. And I go over to it, and it's got a nice pink tail on it, and it's pretty large, and it's on a oak leaf. I started talking to it, filming it, and I tried to say, when I can just touch it. So I was able to touch it and tap the wing, and then it was like a 3-minute video. I picked up the leaf, and I like zoomed right into it, walked over to her house. She came up to the door to see what I had. She saw I had something, and as she opened the door, it flew up and booped me on the face, and it was gone. Yeah. Brought peace there. And
Can I continue with the
Yeah.
dragonfly? I won't. Oh, I hope I don't lose my train of thought. There was a day where it was just Dragonfly City. It was just Sarah had texted me and she sent me a picture and just her parking her car at work. I'm like, okay, what's happening? I need to zoom in, Mom. This huge dragonfly just hung beside her that day, and so I googled what is the spiritual significance of a dragonfly. Just curious, like why? Because I get the cardinal thing and that, but what is it with dragonflies and the um, dragonflies are unique that they go through many stages in their life, but they only live a short length of time as an adult. So, because I wonder if he wasn't a magnet, he just was a dragonfly.
Yeah. And then yesterday, we came to decorate the church. And one of Kimberly's favorite stuffies was a Simba. And I don't know why they had a Simba on the front door out here. So again, that I don't know why you guys have it there on that door. But yeah, so that was another comment. When Kimberly was passing, he was one of the favorite patients in the mail. They took such good care of her. And the favorite. She was the favorite. When she would walk the halls, and nurses that she had worked before would run to her and to check on her. They say, "I'll be in on this shift. I'll be in this ward or this section of the hospital." Yeah, they come in on their day off to see her. So this is not just the nurses. This is the social workers, the food delivery people, cleaning staff.
Oh, they were amazing.
And it was just amazing to see how, and through it all, she was so polite. It's like, I don't know how she could be so polite and in so much pain. Because a lot of the medications weren't working for her to get out of the pain. Just one of those unique people. So, but she was the light, and she was a warm light in leading together.
I just want to take a second. I have I have two important thank yous, and I hope I don't forget any of them. But as my head spins, these are the two that stick out in my mind. Jennifer, ooh, thank you for opening your home to us for 6 months. Thank you to Julia for giving up her room, and we are so grateful for everything that you did for us. But nothing compares to the care that you gave to Kimberly. You went above and beyond. You're always there and always looking for ways to keep her comfortable. When she was in so much pain, you just bought every pillow, trying to find something that she could just be comfortable.
you made her wish to be Cancer Barbie to come true. That was next level, and so much love went into that. It was really something else. Surrounding her with her favorite songs and movies. Your love was constant and unshakable. I cannot find the words to express our gratitude knowing that she had you. You are amazing. You are an amazing daughter. The best. Kimberly's aunt, Aunt Jackie, you gave her such a loving start. When she moved to the States, as a wee girl, you provided the stability, the care, the warmth at a really important time in her life. And I truly believe that that foundation of love helped shape the person she grew to be.
Downstairs, we do have little cards made up with a little dragonfly. It's a reminder of her. Okay.
We're going to close our service with a final video celebrating Kimberly's life. After that video concludes, the family invites everyone to come downstairs and continue that celebration. I'm going to pray and then watch this video. Lord, we just thank you for a life that was too short but was well lived. It was filled with joy and laughter and was a blessing to so many people. We thank you that so many were able to experience the heart that she had. In Jesus' name.
Sure.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, fish.
Yeah. New fish.
New fish.
Yeah.
This fish has a little car.
Yeah, that's right.
This fish has a little spot.
That's right.
Oh my God! Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I've heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh, why can't I? We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. We'll shine on through, just like you always do, till the dark clouds, till the darkness will chase the dark clouds far away. So won't you please say hello to the folks that I know, to the folks that I know. Tell them I won't be long, tell them I won't be long. They'd be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies chase the darkness far away. So won't you please say hello to the folks that I know. Tell them I won't be long. They'd be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. So we'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when.